The content provided in this live stream is for informational and educational purposes only and does not constitute financial, investment, or legal advice. Cryptocurrency investments are speculative and involve risk. Please conduct your own research and consult with a professional advisor before making any investment decisions. With that said, sit back, relax, and enjoy the program.
All right. Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to another EquityPay live stream. I'm Ben English, and today we are diving into some really important topics. I'm joined today, as always, by Albert Milligan, the founder of the EquityPay community, and Mark Shaner, who joins us from an undisclosed location somewhere in or near North America, possibly in a nuclear bunker or a refurbished Los Angeles-class fast attack submarine with satellite internet. So you guys are joining us on a day when the markets are going crazy and there's a lot of turmoil. I'm not even going to bother to tell you what the date is because it seems like that's pretty much every day. We turn on the news and look outside. Mark, I want to throw an image up here on the screen. Can you tell us about, Mark? What's your take on what's going on today? The markets today. What's happening?
Yeah, it's a pretty good picture. You got it. Well, normally I'm in the great state of Florida, but today I'm in North Georgia, escaping the hurricane. But there's a hurricane out there going on really all over the world. It's been a crazy weekend. The unrest that I'm sure all of you have seen in Britain, the Japanese stock market this morning, or last night in overnight trading, they were selling bonds. They got killed in their bonds. Nobody wanted them. They had to stop trading. The market had collapsed over 10%. That fed into the American market this morning. The Dow opened down. The NASDAQ opened down 1,000. NASDAQ hadn't fallen 1,000 points in forever. And I actually have a few traders in my family. I'm at my youngest son's home. He's 29. He was getting ready to trade this morning. That's the first time he's ever seen anything like that. And I had to say, slow down, Seabiscuit, because he's getting a little crazy and a little excited. I said, all the blood today is down on the stock floor, and because we trade futures. And so anyway, but it's really a sign of just the instability that's going on in the government, in our own country, and all over the world. The instability that's going on in the job market and in the housing market and just all over. And it's just creating some confusion. People don't really know where to go or what to do. You know, even as you've all seen, Bitcoin, it got beat up in the last few days. It's traded down to $50,000. So there's a basic feeling of panic out there. And I always try to teach my sons, you know, when they're trading, the people who win are the people who don't panic. You cannot panic. You keep your head, you'll come out on top. And we actually made money today trading. And it's the same way in your life. It's the same way in business because there's jobs out there. Intel dumped 15,000 people last week, or ITEL, however how you want to say that. They got rid of 15,000 workers. And so really, anytime there is a problem, it also comes with opportunity. And so we need to find what is the opportunity? What is the opportunity for us to be able to work remotely, to work at home, to work in crypto, to work building our community, and to be able to rise above and actually create a new direction from the general chaos and the general way of doing business. Because really what's falling apart is the general way of doing business is over. And so anyway, with that, I'm not trying to be a gloom and doomer, but actually is great opportunities out there right now and great opportunities in this membership program that we have with EquityPay. And I'll turn it over to Albert to talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, take it away, Albert.
Okay, thank you, Mark. One thing that's very challenging in the times that we live in is being able to make decisions based on what's going on around us and feel comfortable in doing so. And normally people go with the crowd. And if you look at what's happening in these markets nowadays, they go through these cycles of fear and greed. That's what drives market. That's what drives trading, because there's opportunity and the fear of losing it. Because if someone is getting close to retirement, for example, they've got a lot of their money in 401ks, they've got money, tied up in their IRAs. And when they see the market go down, all those gains that they made over the last couple of months and years erased in one day. So can you imagine being in a situation where everything is going well, and then all of a sudden it's like a doom and gloom feeling, because you don't just make that back up.
Yeah, that's brutal. That's brutal.
In one day.
And if you're older, you don't have the time to make it up.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what we're doing in our membership, and the reason why it's private, is that we want to create our own communities, which will be considered parallel economies. We want to be more on the cutting edge. We want to be able to use our crypto and create opportunities for the members that come in early and the members that come in the future, being able to create these platforms where it somewhat is more stable for us. The membership is designed for the early adopters. We've got different positions that people can contribute their skills and ability. We're going to be having board members. We're looking at 100 board members to assist us in driving this organization into the future by using their skills and abilities that they've accumulated over whatever period of time. And then this is open to anyone around the world to be able to be a board member, which we're probably looking at the next week and a half to be able to launch this. And we're going to be looking all around the world for those individuals to step forward. Now, we do have a waiting list. So let me just show you real quick of going to EquityPay. We'll talk more about the membership itself. So if you go to EquityPay.org, and if you go to the membership section here where it says sign me up,
we're looking at a different screen. We can see your
okay.
There we go.
There you go.
Okay, so there we go. So essentially what we're looking at doing right now is, if you go to EquityPay.org, we're looking for people to be part of the waiting list. So if you click on sign me up, it's going to take you to an overview video. There's two positions that we're focusing on. You can just be a free member for 3 months when we open this up in the next week or so, or we're looking for board members. The neat thing about being a board member is that you have all these benefits. It works like a profit sharing more so than anything else. So the amount that you see right here, this $99.95, what we do is collect that, and then we're able to fund the membership. But after 35 days or so, we're actually going to be giving that back to the board members, plus other rewards and bonuses for their efforts in helping us build it in EquityPay coins. So they truly become stakeholders in the community. So we're not a corporation, we're not an LLC, we're not any of those original structures. So if you look at crypto and what's going to happen more so in the future, I do believe personally that it's going to be more decentralized. You're going to be getting like-minded individuals coming together to be able to bring their skills and talents and be able to do commerce. Because when you really think about it, this is about trade and commerce of what all these economies are tied into. They're about products and services. They're about stock plans. They're about jobs. What we want to do is to be more entrepreneurial. We don't want to put limits on our members and how much they can make, because when you work for a job in a corporation, you're limited to a pay scale. And that's really a mindset. I've been an entrepreneur now for about 5 or 6 years, and I would never go back to working for anyone else, because the sky is truly the limit.
Yeah.
So what we want to create is that excitement, that motivation of being able to put people in their own businesses. We want to be able to use EquityPay as a platform for means of exchange, where we can build these platforms and use our own money. Because again, you look at all these markets, you look at the Japanese yen, you look at the US dollar, you look at all these currencies, they're tied to a government infrastructure, which is usually, sometimes it's self-serving, where those who put it together are going to create monopolies, and those underneath it are going to be at the whims of those who create the systems.
Hey, can I comment on something you just said? Oh, sorry. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. No, you mentioned the word pay scale, and I had never thought of that as a bad word in the past. You know, I used to be the head of marketing for a number of software companies, and it was always really interesting to me when I would meet with the head of HR, and I'd be talking about the folks that were working on my team or the teams that were under me, and I'd be talking about, okay, so and so's been doing this project. We're going to move them up. We need to give them, you know, we want to put them in for a raise. We need to give them more compensation because they're really doing a great job for the company, and they're really showing what they're made of, and we can see it in the bottom line. They're moving the needle. These people are. And a lot of times HR would come back to me and say, well, according to their job description, manager level 3 or manager level 2 or something like that, we can pay them between this and this, and they're already at the top of that pay scale. So if you give them a raise, they're going to bump to the very top of the pay scale. They'll never get another raise again. So you probably don't want to give them a raise because they won't ever be able to get another raise. And that didn't make any sense to me. The only way around that is to completely give somebody a new job title, give them a different, move them around in the organization a little bit. But it's bizarre that we would, in a meritocracy, and what you think would be a meritocracy, we put in ceilings and limits to the amount of reward that a person can get. So it sounds like what you're suggesting, Albert, is a way around that, so we won't be burdened by that in the future.
Exactly. And I do feel that those who want to be entrepreneurial, that see in the future, because there's going to be more job layoffs, there's going to be more restructuring. If you look at the United States, we're over $35 trillion in debt. That number is not only amazing, it's really scary in the sense that it'll never be paid back. At some point in the future, there will probably be some kind of a default. It could be in our lifetimes, but who knows? But here's the biggest challenge. You're going to have issues with inflation as that number continues to grow. You can go to the supermarket right now and you can see that your purchasing power is not like it used to be because you're not able to buy as much when it comes to food and groceries as you used to.
You have a tax. That tax is called inflation. You have one whether it's got given to you by the government or not. Inflation is a tax.
In addition to other taxes, you've got state taxes, income taxes, excise taxes. Every time you turn around, there is an additional charge that's added on to your labor. Your labor is truly your property, but the challenge is when you're working for someone, just like we spoke about, you're going to have limitations. And what it does, it affects your ability to really truly be successful, because it's like Ben said, if you're working for a corporation and you're already up at the highest level, and it may not be another level to go to, what is your motivation to truly perform? Because you're already capped out. I've run into that situation in corporations myself. You only have so many people vying for jobs as you go up the ladder. And those jobs get fewer and fewer because corporations are a pyramid. Those at the top make the decision and it filters down. A lot of people are pretty much getting tired of that structure because all of the built-in limitations. So crypto is a perfect example of everything becoming decentralized. You're putting the power back in the individual's hands, and you take the limitations off of that individual if they're able to perform. And really, that's what it's going to come down to in the future, is removing those limitations and increasing your performance. And especially with crypto, even though Bitcoin may be down today, it was reaching close to $70,000. Right now, it's in the $50,000 range. But look at the people that got in early into Bitcoin way back in the beginning. Those individuals now that may have gotten involved when it was $200, $300, $400, $1,000, $2,000, even $10,000.
Yeah.
They're still doing extremely well. And Bitcoin's going to bounce back. You just don't want to get into the emotional roller coaster. And that's why we're creating this private membership association. We're creating a structure that somewhat takes a lot of those peaks and valleys down. We're going to be heavily on educating new members as they come in on being an entrepreneur, being motivated, also going out and getting other members to be a part of what we're doing, because the sky is truly the limit of what we want to accomplish with this organization that we're putting together. And since it's private, we made it private for a reason. It's private because we have our own bylaws, we have our own governance. We actually work like our own little mini government itself. So there's a lot of advantages that we'll be able to share with individuals on what we do and how we do it. So, yeah,
Right.
Did you have any questions, Ben?
No, this is good. This is good. I mean, anything that keeps us from looking at the world like this, is a good thing. So I'm all for everything you're saying. I'm really excited about this.
What we're also looking at is the ability to be with like-minded people, okay? And like-minded people carry a certain energy about them.
Yeah.
They're usually positive. They're usually motivated. They're usually encouraging.
Sorry, guys, I had to step away to shoot the dog. But go ahead.
It creates its own energy. And what we're looking to do is to create this environment where individuals can come in and say, you know what, this feels great. I feel like I'm a part of something.
Yeah.
And right now, everyone wants to feel like they're a part of something. And going back to the website itself, when you click on, again, sign up at the top, when you go down, it says sign me up. For example, if you want to be a board member, there's no obligation technically. You can join for a month and decide, well, this isn't for me. We don't want anyone to feel uncomfortable. For right now, what we're doing, we're creating a waiting list. You can put your name in, you can put your email information in, and then as soon as we open, we'll get back to you, and then off to the races we go.
Yeah.
So right now also is a perfect time for individuals, if they want to get involved in buying the coin. You can also be able to go to EquityPay, look under buy and sell. That tells you a little bit about where you can get EquityPay. We're on a couple of exchanges. We've got some bigger exchanges that are going to be coming in the future. But now it's a good time to accumulate coins.
Now, are any of these exchanges better than another?
It's a preference. I would say these two that we're looking at right now, JAGX and non-KYC, they operate pretty much the same. It's usually, if you've got experience with crypto, it's pretty easy to go in and set up an account. The other thing that we're going to do with the membership site is we want to be able to meet people wherever they're at. So if they don't have experience in crypto, we want to put training programs together to be able to teach them how to go and open up an account on an exchange, how to buy coins, how to take coins once you buy them, how to sell it and put it back to dollars also.
Yeah. We've done a couple back of the napkin videos like that on that topic on this channel. We can link to them down in the doobly-doo below. Yeah.
Correct. And a lot of the information here, if you're really curious, we've got social media links. We put out a lot of good articles every day. We plan on, once the membership gets beefed up, we're going to have information come out all the time. Again, we're looking at motivation. We're looking at cutting edge type, where to position yourself in the future to be able to take advantage of whether it's investment opportunities or affiliations, because I also think affiliations are going to be pretty big in the future, where you get individuals coming together and partnering for certain ventures.
Yeah.
And crypto is a means to be able to finance a lot of these ventures that are going to be coming up in the future.
Perfect. Perfect. You know, we have a couple more minutes here. Is there anything in particular that you guys would like to share?
Mark, did you have anything?
And all thing I can say is that when it comes to us and Bitcoin, there's only one thing we have in common, and that's the word crypto. After that, we're totally different. We think different, we do different. Our private PMA association, private membership association is different. Our training, our education, our like-mindedness, our working with people, helping people to accomplish something is different. It's cutting edge. It's new. This board of directors is new. And it's something to be involved in right now. And I would just say, you know, get involved, get on the waiting list, and then get it. If you can be a board member. Right now, I was just looking at it, starting out, you know, you can go, if you could get them, you get $100 buys you 5,000 EquityPay coins. If you're a board member, you'd be getting those plus 20%, plus another monthly bonus that we're working on. And so if the thing just went up to a quarter, you would make some pretty serious money if you wanted to cash them in. Personally, I would be holding mine. As I've said before on this, I've got 275,000 of them. And I've mined those over the last 3 years and staked them. So we ought to all be mining and staking. We ought to all be looking to get a board membership, and we just should be looking at a new way of business. And that's all I got to say.
Awesome. And folks, again, we've done a video on mining and staking. I'll put that link down below too. Yeah. Yeah. Nice. Okay. Well, Albert, you should take the last word, but I just want to say, folks that are listening to this, thank you for paying attention to us. We're so grateful to be able to share this conversation with you. And we hope you find these resources and these conversations helpful. You know, it's you got to stay updated. You got to stay what's new. If you've enjoyed this so far, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, share it with your friends, leave your questions and comments below. We love hearing from you, and we hope you can join us next time. Albert, why don't you take us out?
There should be more jokes, though.
Should be more jokes? More jokes?
Yeah, more jokes.
We can do that. We can do that.
One thing I did want to say is that the environment that we're also building is that of integrity and respect and being in a situation where, again, it's like being part of a family, but it's more functional in how we operate.
How do you know my family so well?
In reality, when you build a community and you build it properly, we should take the onus off of ourselves and always want to help others benefit. And the reason why you want to do that is because that creates true momentum, and it creates a spirit. It creates a spirit of success, and you're truly in tune with natural laws, because what you're seeing that's happening in the world in many places is against natural laws. We've got wars, we've got strife, but we live on a planet that's really abundant, and there's enough to go around for everyone. And it has to be understood that whatever you create as an individual is an influence on other individuals. So that's why we need to be in a private group, feel comfortable, so we can create these ripple changes, not only for ourselves and family, but to create, a better environment for everyone moving forward.
Well, thank you. Thanks a lot, Mark. Thanks a lot, Albert.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Hasta la vista. We'll see you guys next time. Thanks a lot.
Okay.